This week on the Socratic Cinema podcast, and then, you know, Liu Kang told me my mom was fat, and I watched Mortal Kombat, and then it all made sense.
So
When we
much.
say eat the rich, we're talking about the Miz. Eat the Miz.
Oh, the Miz, literally.
You guys know who I'm talking about. It's Goro, the man who can cuddle me with four arms.
That was a
Not a
lazy river of a
hot stack of
sentence.
cake.
Like that was a transcontinental sentence.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mortal Komcast. That's right, I'm switching things up for the day. My name's Charlie Heatherly.
My name's James DeLisio.
And I'm Kasey Clark.
And today we are officially rebranding as a Mortal Kombat only podcast. Socratic Cinema is no more. We are the Mortal Komcast. We do understand that NBC Universal might be after us for trademark infringement, but we don't really care because we're talking about Mortal Kombat today, a movie that I think is going to prove very divisive based on a text that Kasey sent into our group chat. She said, and I quote, "This is now my favorite guilty pleasure movie." I have some words to say about that, but I think that it's best to just get right into what could potentially be a very bloody Socratic smackdown in the spirit of Mortal Kombat. So Kasey, explain your thoughts on Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So I was watching it, and as someone who likes fighting games, I feel like I've said this. I play like Injustice and Mortal Kombat, and it's listen. This movie was mediocre at best. Wouldn't even give I wouldn't even give it my 8.5. But
Whoa.
it is so entertaining.
Guys, that is a 2-year streak that's being broken.
Right? Crazy. But it was so entertaining to just like watch and be like, oh, he said the thing. He said, get over here. Or like he said like and I was totally nerding out the entire time. Like I was like, okay, in the beginning, I was like, okay, this man is Scorpion. He like when he I don't know what it's called, but when he like tied it to like the knife thing and I was like, okay, it's about to go down. It's about to go down and I'm totally here for it. And I think the story was okay. It was interesting because in comparison to like the OG Mortal Kombat like movies, the first one completely focused on the tournament itself. But this one totally leaves room for like a second movie. And then also it's all about like the lead up to the tournament.
We didn't really even get to the tournament.
Yeah, we didn't.
No tournament.
But it was fine. Like honestly, I was okay with like not getting to the tournament because it got me like excited to see another movie about it. I feel like it's a mid-tier video game movie. I feel like the graphic effects were like okay, I was like, yeah, this is fine. Like this is manageable. I think.
Yeah.
Like I think the main thing that bothered me the first like in the first scene is like, okay, this is video game blood. But then it really didn't take me out of it for the rest of the film. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it and I would watch it. Yeah, I would watch it with friends. I would watch it with family. When I finished, I like came down to like my parents. I was like, okay, y'all, watch the Mortal Kombat movie. Gave like a synopsis, and I was like, yes, you should watch it. Mindless violence, mindless action. We in here. So yeah, I would thoroughly enjoyable for me.
I hear you. What's your out of 10?
Dang. I'll just bump it down. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Just slightly above average.
I want to ask, since we have abdicated the Socratic Cinema intellectual property and we are now the Mortal Komcast, we're going to have both NBC and Comcast, the broadcast company.
They're the same thing
now. No shot, really?
Yeah. I believe NBC Universal and Comcast are.
Okay, cool. Well, since this is now a podcast dedicated entirely to the MKCU, the Mortal Kombat Cinematic Universe. For those who don't know, can I have Socratic Cinema?
Hey, buddy.
Can I just have
Whoa.
it? Just to hang on, to it.
I'm still listed as the recovery email, so you're gonna need to.
Well, but now you're the Comcast, the Mortal Komcast recovery email.
I can be both. I'll take our Patreon money. I'll keep it safe. Don't worry.
No, I don't. I just want to like hang it up on the wall. Just like hang out.
Hang our YouTube channel up on the wall.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Please.
It's in
all listeners, did you hear that? James wants us to get to 100,000 subscribers so that we can get a plaque and actually hang it up on our wall. Oh my God, hit the subscribe button right now. Sorry,
maybe don't subscribe, because if we get to 100K and we get the plaque, there's going to be a lot of arguing over who gets to hang it up.
It's going to be like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. We just rotate it.
I think it's better if we split it into 3 parts and we all take a third.
Yeah,
we melt it down into Socratic medallions.
I want the left third.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's oddly specific.
I want the middle third, so that way the name just says like Tick Sin,
Tick Sin.
Someone gets Ema, someone gets Socrat.
I'll take Socrat.
But whose turn is it to talk about the Mortal Komcast?
Gee, Mortal Komcast.
The Cordial Mombat.
Wombat.
The Cordial Wombat. The
Cordial Wombat was a great movie.
That was great.
The Mortal Com. Whose turn is it?
Well, so you've been quite mysterious about this. I sort of want to leave you for last. But this movie, I think, I will admit, it is pretty fun. There are moments, and whenever a fight scene happens on the screen, no matter how poorly contrived the reasons were that we were able to get there, it's always entertaining. And I think that they did a great job with all of the fatality effects.
Yes.
I liked a lot of the fatalities. I thought that they were interesting. But the effects also suffer in some areas. Goro. Sorry, looks very shiny and weird, and they could have probably put some more money into him. But I think this movie could have just been a lot better if they just knew what the hell was going on. Because they started off with this Sub-Zero v Scorpion like origin story, which is cool. And I think that entire sequence is really good. And I finished watching that 11 minutes and I was like, I'm ready. This movie's going to be great. Like, I'm excited. And then they sort of don't do anything with Scorpion for the entirety of the film until he comes back and beats Sub-Zero in the end. Like, it seems to me like they had 2 ideas in their mind. Either it was going to be the Scorpion and Sub-Zero movie, which would have been great and cool, and you could have had them form their teams and then fight each other, and or like their new quote unquote clans or whatever. That could have been awesome. Or it could have been the movie that they actually, went with for the majority of it, where they have I forget what his name was, but the main character Cole Young, who's not a character in the games. I was very confused for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But they have Cole Young, and they have him as like the audience surrogate in this world where you got to unlock your chi or whatever word they use for this time.
Arcana.
Yeah, no, that was also not in the games. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to respect the arcana of Mortal Kombat a little bit more. But yeah, it just feels like they had 2 very good ideas and they meshed them together in just the worst possible way. And I would have liked to see a whole lot of more cohesion on the story. And, maybe a tournament. A tournament's always fun because that's sort of the whole Mortal Kombat thing.
MKCU is just getting started, all right? You're like asking to see Loki and we're still in Iron Man 1, all right? Just give it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Give it some time. You're asking for Thanos. And we haven't even got to, I don't know, who was the villain in Iron Man 2? I don't even remember. See? That's where we're at.
The Whiplash guy.
Whiplash.
Oh, yeah. You're right. No, I feel you, Charlie. I hear you. I hear your complaints. I hear that. Is it my turn?
Now, yes, it's your turn, and I want to say, I'm going to bet what he's about to say. I will put money on this. James, if you do not say that you think that this movie was awful and bad, I don't know how you didn't like Face Off then. Because
right? Yes.
This is the same level of corniness and cheesiness. So what you are about to say better be consistent. Otherwise, I'm going to be out like $2,000. So
Listen,
choose your words wisely.
listen. I want to say first of all that Charlie, I don't really get you anymore. I thought I had you pinned down after Die Hard and Face Off. Like, okay, Charlie is someone who can appreciate mindless action, but not this one.
Mhm.
Apparently,
No, not because this is a significantly less well constructed film than Die Hard.
Die
and
Hard,
Face
yes.
Off.
Face Off, but however,
You are insane.
however, guys, hold on. Listen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
really freaking loved Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god!
It
There's
was
no
just-
way.
listen,
There's no way.
James.
It
oh,
was- it
James,
was-
I
listen,
love
listen.
you.
Ow!
I have
Wow.
not
What
had
are you talking
listen.
about?
I have not had
won.
this much fun watching a movie since like Pacific Rim, dude.
Yes.
Every 5
You're crazy.
minutes, I was going,
Period.
yo, or I was going, oh my gosh, oh, and like, dude, jaw was on the floor. It was just the story was was understandable
What?
enough to make me like kind of get into it. Kano absolutely carried the film, in my opinion. I thought Kano was hilarious.
Fair.
Like I thought Kano was genuinely funny. I loved the action. I loved that it did my favorite thing where they lean into all these goofy names and abilities like reptiles coming and Bihan is dead. I'm Sub-Zero now. And it's like, I'm Scorpion. It's like, hell yes, you are. Thank you, Adrian Toombs. Your name is Vulture. Like
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. And
Oh my
dude,
God.
the action was just so insanely good in my opinion. I'm not very good at judging action choreography or whatever, but I was like, ooh,
Oh, it
ooh,
was-
ooh.
yes.
They had a no holds barred approach with gore and violence that one, I think you have to do with Mortal Kombat.
Good.
And two, they consistently like raised the bar of how gory they could get. Like in the first scene, you know, there's blood flying, and I was already like, whoa, I'm not used to seeing blood in my action movies. And then he like Scorpion stabs this guy's like head with the katana and blood's like pouring out of it. I was like, whoa. And then they just keep doing crazier and crazier stuff. And like they don't cut away. It's just insane. And like I think every 10 minutes, my brother and my dad and I would go, ooh. And I was like, yes, that's what you want. And they would say the stupid cheesy lines. It'd be like, fatality. I was waiting for them to say fatality. I don't know why I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so excited. I just had a like very fun time watching it. Was it objectively good? No. There were some really weird cuts and the story is nothing special. But when I tell you I crapped my pants when Scorpion came back and said, get over here, and oh my gosh.
Yes.
No.
Same.
Literally, I would have done a
Thank you.
backflip in the movie theater. It was insane. If
Literally.
you like well constructed, you know, if you like well constructed, real nuanced, kind of like subversive, genre defining, like maybe skip Mortal Kombat. But if like you have some of your friends and you guys can like crack jokes, Mortal Kombat is a delight. I think it also made me realize that maybe I don't not like action movies. I just haven't had the proper action movie experience until now, you know? Like
Yes, James. You don't
like
understand.
no, listen.
How
You know
happy
Arcana.
this
Hold on, let me
makes
explain it in terms of the film. Let me explain it. You know how the Arcana thing, like your Arcana has to develop and you can try and force it before, but it just won't work, right? Like Kano was trying to do fireballs when he was needed to be doing eye laser. It's like that. Action movies, like I was trying to force it with Die Hard and Face Off and it wasn't working. And it made me think, maybe I don't have my Mortal Kombat tattoo. Maybe I'm not a contestant. And then, you know, Liu Kang told me my mom was fat and I watched Mortal Kombat and then it all made sense. That was a really bad reference to the scene where they're just like roasting Kano for some reason. I was like, what? That was so weird. But Mortal Kombat, for some reason, like it just it just all clicked. Like, I did it. The thing you guys like about action movies where you just kind of like riff and enjoy it and just like go, finally happened to me. And I'm so happy. That's my spiel on Mortal Kombat.
The skies have
I am here
opened
for the
up.
MKCU.
Oh my God.
There are supposed to be, I think, 4
yes.
more of these coming out. So,
Oh yes. Please. And
yeah,
they got the
I
money
will
for
say
it
the
too,
only thing I would
so-
do is cut that fight with Sonya Blade and Kano in the desert. Like, what? That was kind of stupid.
Yeah,
that
that
was
ma-
like
made no sense.
that was one of the moments where I was like, okay, I'm suspending a lot of disbelief here. You're pushing it. Like 30-second fight, no reason for it to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm a little like genuinely nervous right now because James, you say you won't watch The Conjuring because you're afraid of being possessed. I don't.
That's
think
not
that
what
this
I
is
said.
you
When have I
speaking
ever said
words
that?
right now.
What?
You. I don't think you're
James
yourself
doesn't
right now.
want-
I think
what?
we need to form a ceremonial
The term
rite.
is exorcism is the term you're looking for.
Like this is dangerous.
No.
Evil could be
I-
unleashed in a little bit. The fact that somehow Mortal Kombat the movie unlocked the action genre for you more than an objectively good film like Die Hard is
okay.
wild. And I'm
Okay.
happy for you. I'm happy for you. I want to say that I'm glad that you finally can appreciate action movies. But I am just stunned that the movie where the only good character is the foul-mouthed Australian
Wait, I
and
like
the rest
Liu
of them
Kang
are
too.
poorly acted.
And Cole Young.
Liu Kang, yeah.
I mean,
you
he was
like Cole
aight.
Young?
He
Sweetie.
was aight.
Oh.
Liu Kang was the Black Power Ranger.
Yeah, no,
like the
for
color
real
black,
though,
not the
I
actual
liked
Black
I liked
Power
Kung
Ranger.
Lao.
But yeah.
I liked Kung Lao. Kung Lao was the
Kung
only
Lao,
person
yeah.
carrying any weight
Kung
on that
Lao was
team.
cool.
And then he died.
No, literally. And then
Um,
he got
And let me clarify,
Slice.
Mortal Kombat maybe didn't unlock the action genre for me. It unlocked the Mortal Kombat genre for me, if you know what I'm saying, baby. Mortal Komcast is here to stay.
Yes. Yes. Now we
Yeah,
can play the
I-
games. Yes.
I
Yeah,
have
we've
an
played
arcade
it.
cabinet, guys.
I know
Yeah.
I know enough about
It's
Mortal
so
Kombat so that this was like all the Easter eggs and stuff were really like exciting for me. You know, I think I
Mhm.
will say, maybe I'll open our discussion with this. I think this movie is vastly more enjoyable if you are a fan of Mortal Kombat. Like if you know nothing
Yes.
about Mortal
Yes.
Kombat, you're probably not going to enjoy it that much. Because there's a specific kind of happiness you get from hearing Kung Lao go, perfect victory. And Liu Kang go, fatality. Because if you don't play, like,
Yes.
if you're not into Mortal Kombat and haven't just like accepted that sort of level of like bombasticness, that's gonna be super dumb to you, you know? Like, because it's just
Yeah.
those lines should never be said by humans. You feel me? And so when they say them anyways,
Yeah.
it's like you have to kind of be braced. But that's my
Yes.
I mean,
You have
very
to
good
expect
point.
it.
I
Oh.
feel as if they could have said them in a better way. Like there are ways to make those lines work that they just did not try to do
Yeah.
in this movie. Like Liu Kang just
well,
randomly
he did
said
his fire.
fatality.
He did his
essentially.
fire dragon move and just totally destroyed
Yeah,
Cabal.
Cabal.
and you say
Well, that was his
fatality after
fatality,
that?
no?
Hell yeah, bro.
Like the reason they say fatality in the games is because it's a tournament and it's like an announcer announcing the tournament. If they made what I'm saying is if they made the movie a tournament, a lot of the
so you
problems could have
wanted
been
the
solved there.
you wanted a narrator character to say fatality.
Well, I just want it to be like better integrated than him killing somebody and then for some unknown reason he's like fatality. Like,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
seems
And that's what I'm
ridiculous
saying
to
is
me.
like
And
it is ridiculous. And the only way it cannot be is if like you're a big Mortal Kombat fan and that just like, you know, pushes your buttons. They didn't at all think about how to seamlessly integrate these lines into the movie. They were just like, hey, you should say the thing here. Like, just say the thing. You know, who cares if it works? Just say it. But you're definitely right. It's not like
yeah.
they don't flow well at all. But it was especially funny for me because after every single fight, and there's like 80 of them, my little brother and I would be like, okay, yeah, they're gonna say fatality here. Like they're definitely this is the one. This is the one where they say fatality. And then Liu Kang finally said it, and erupted in
Yeah.
applause.
It just
Yeah.
tickles your soul. Like knowing that it's coming.
Kung
and you're
Lao
like,
should have said it though.
"Yes."
I feel like because Kung
Kung
Lao.
Lao should have said
Can
it.
we just talk about what like a man Kung Lao is? He really carried
Oh
the
yeah.
team. Because Raiden is good for nothing. Screw Raiden.
Yeah.
Bro, Raiden's like the
Raiden
Dumbledore
is
of this
terrible.
entire thing.
Like, why does the bad guy leader get to fight with them, but the good guy leader's like, I can't get involved. I'm forbidden.
he's like, I'm an elder
Can you not
god.
pla-
Okay,
wait,
sir.
These are the plot of every single Mortal Kombat game, and it's the
Can-
most frustrating thing ever. Because Raiden is so
Can you not
ambivalent
play
for
as
no
Raiden
reason.
in the Mortal Kombat games?
No, you
What?
can.
No, you can.
But the plot dictates that he's not supposed to directly help. And they say that in every Mortal Kombat game. But you can still
Yeah.
play as
You still play as him, so it kind
What?
of means nothing.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's not even a lie. That's just how it works. As an Elder God, you're not supposed to do anything to fight. But then in the Mortal Kombat universe and in this movie, for some reason, they just decided, oh, well, the Mortal or these Elder Gods are really powerful and scary, but they don't do anything, so who cares?
Is
Why
Shang
have them?
is Shang
Like, I
Tsung
get
an
that
Elder
it's
God?
part of the game. But, no, he's a
Oh,
sorcerer.
my
Yeah.
bad. Common misconception.
Yeah. Well, that's
I think
Come on.
the most
Come on.
like the highest
Come
level
on.
of this movie using gore as like because it uses gore purely as shock factor. I mean, obviously it's partly homage to the game, but I think gore is used as shock value here, and that's not a bad thing. Because in an action movie, what other stakes
Mhm.
are there to like? How else do you elevate it? You know, like. So I
Mhm.
think Kung Lao's fatality against the chick with the wings was
So
because
good.
that's his thing in the
Oh, it
game
was
too,
so
and like you don't really
good.
think about it when it's these weird like pixels and polygons, but like getting that frontal view of this just getting split in half
Yes.
was crazy.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. So good. And even Mylena, when like you can see into her like
Yeah.
spine. Oh, that was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I
no,
was waiting for
Gore.
someone to get their head ripped off
Yeah,
and for their
when-
spine to be out.
Well, that's what
I
Gora
was
does, right? He
waiting.
said that. He's like, here's where I pull out your spine. And then he didn't. And he
Mhm,
just got
yep.
yeah.
And then he didn't.
Or
He got
like Jax
destroyed.
just totally like smashes that guy's head. That was crazy.
Yep.
Oh my
That
God,
was
when
so
Jax
good.
got his arms
Yeah.
ripped off?
I was so scared. I was like, oh no, they did not
was
do him.
insane.
It's 15 minutes into the movie. He can't
You'd be
dead.
surprised.
I was
Yeah.
so scared.
Jeez. And Jax is one of my favorite characters in the
Mm.
game. So
Mhm.
so that was just like, and I knew it was coming. I was like, he doesn't have his robot arms yet. How what are they gonna do that? But like, yeah, for sure. I think that even the cast said that the Kung Lao fatality was the best one. And I entirely agree. That one was so brutal. And that's where this movie shines. Like, I personally think that the fight scenes are really well choreographed. And I think that they bring the spirit of Mortal Kombat into them very well. Except for, yeah, you guys are right. The desert fight, that one was a little
Yeah,
stupid.
and it was
made
only
no
like 15
sense.
seconds. It was like, why? This could have been a deleted scene.
Yeah. It's just
yeah.
it's giving very we need a scene where Sonya
Yeah,
Blade
'cause she-
dominates someone.
Because she,
Like, that's
I feel
just-
bad for her. She kind of got shafted this movie. Like,
Oh, she totally got
Her
shafted.
actor was bad though. Like, Sonya Blade was
Fair.
a really bad character in this movie.
what is she? I'm not that familiar
Yeah,
with the
fair.
lore. I don't know. I don't know. I found myself for a movie with such a big cast. I found myself caring about all the good guys. Like, actually, I don't know how or why. I mean, I'm thinking about like what did these characters learn or what was their development, and I don't know. I can't think of it. I can't think of any character development that happened, but I still cared. You know, like when Sonya Blade was about to get killed by Kano,
Yeah.
I was like, concerned. It was weird. Also, so sad to see my man Reptile just get done dirty like that.
Oh my god, he was
I
destroyed.
wish
Oh,
they had
yeah.
built up more to Reptile because he was like a secret character in the game. Like he was this, you had to do like beat the tournament flawlessly twice to unlock Reptile. And then he just got murked in like, he was like the first fight.
Yeah.
It was sad.
He was the
And
first one to go.
I think it's interesting that they just went full Amazing Spider-Man, Dr. Curtis Connor, the Lizard with Reptile's design, instead of like, because isn't he like just like a green ninja?
He was
Yeah.
originally, and then they turned him into more of that. But I remember him having like more clothing than just being a straight reptile.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Let me look it up
Yeah.
real quick.
I'm looking.
I
it up
wonder.
right
I
now.
hope we get more of the Mortal Kombat characters. Like I know there's the Red Ninja Ermac or whatever.
Oh, Ermac's so sick. Yeah, no, there's like the cowboy shooter guy in the
I
newer
want to
games.
see
He's super fun.
Noob Saibot. The two robots. I want to see them.
Yes.
Just lots of cool. Like there's a lot of cool characters you can include. I thought the character design was really really good. Like that stood out to me. I think because a lot of these designs. Yeah,
the costume
they went
department did
because these
did
could
what
be
needed
really
to be
really
done.
goofy if done wrong. You know, like but
Yeah,
yeah,
like the original.
but they made Sub-Zero and Scorpion both look super dope. Like they look really cool.
Agreed.
I also think Cabal, like they pulled off really well. I think I really liked his costume.
Yeah,
I was a little like, who's that? She's like one of the female ninjas, but she takes her mask off and she's got like a big like mouth.
Oh, Mylena.
Was that her? Was she in the movie?
Yeah, she wasn't. She was the girl with the teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was
yeah.
just disappointed that she didn't have the mask part because that was like,
Yeah.
I remember that being kind of like a big deal. Is like she takes the mask off and like eats you. Kind of, maybe not quite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely wanted more from Mylena. Like I feel like the scene where she's fighting Cole and like her mouth kind of splits open. I feel like that was kind of cool. But like the whole thing is that she has these like gnarly teeth that she's like ripping people's tracheas out with. And like she just didn't have that for the majority of the movie. And I think like the mask, as James was saying, is very important because I believe it's Katana
Yeah,
that like she's
Yes.
supposed to
Oh, yeah.
like mirror. They're like I think they're sisters.
Yeah, she's
so
supposed to
that's
hate
like the
Katana.
whole
hardware
Yeah.
limitations, baby.
So
They
that's
just
like
they had like 4 character
Right.
models and they just recolored them. They were like Scorpion,
No,
Sub-Zero,
literally.
Reptile are all the
Yeah.
same like model.
Well, and like that's the biggest challenge I think with this movie is that they have so many different characters that all have like pretty interesting and complex relationships with one another. So it's almost impossible to, I guess, live up to what the story of the games has become nowadays, where it's all very, I mean, I don't want to say cohesive, but like there's
They
at least
are fighting games.
they are fighting games. But there's like at least you understand why people are in certain places. In the Mortal Kombat movie, to me, it felt a bit like, and then this
Yeah.
character shows up. And although that's really cool to me, I would have definitely liked to see them expand on some of those interesting relationships because now, if they don't bring any of the characters that died in this movie back, like we're never going to get that Katana versus Melina, battle, which is
Yeah.
like their whole main thing, or like we're just not going to get stuff with even Goro, who's a classic character who just got shafted this movie by like the new guy. So I don't know. I feel like what movie 2 has to do is number 1, make Johnny Cage super badass. Ryan Reynolds has been posting things on his Instagram about him being Johnny Cage, and I really hope it's true.
Please.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wait,
But-
I
That
feel
would
like
be
Johnny
so
Cage, you
good.
want more of like a like John Cena or something, right?
More
I feel like-
machismo. Well,
Can Ryan Reynolds
actually,
but can
he's sort
Ryan
of
Reynolds
schlubby.
get like big enough? I mean, because Ryan Reynolds is like, I mean, he can get jacked, but like he strikes me as more of like a slim, like cut kind of guy. You know, he'd have to really bulk
rather
up.
than
oh, fair.
I think John Cena is a bit too ridiculous for Johnny Cage. I don't know. I think that Ryan Reynolds matches
Imagine.
Johnny Cage. Like I'm looking at pictures of Johnny. He's
Oh,
not
really?
like
I might have a
insanely
mis-
jacked. Oh, The Miz is his exact body type. Just look at what The
The
Miz looks like.
Miz. Oh,
Yeah, he's
my
just Johnny
God.
Cage.
Imagine turning on the second movie and it's
The
just The Miz
Miz?
as Johnny Cage. I would lose my mind. Do you
I
not
would
know
lose
who
my
The
mind.
Miz is?
Yes,
come
of
on.
course. The WWE star, The Miz. Yeah. Oh, I'm a big fan of him.
Thank you, Google.
Mhm.
He was also on The Real World and
He was also
The
born
Challenge.
on October 8th, 1980.
Oh,
He's
you just
6'1",
know that? That's crazy.
married to
That's
Maurice
crazy.
Ouellet. But he's 6'1",
Oh,
but his build
fancy.
height is 6'2". So, take that as you will.
Dang.
His net worth is around 14
Oh,
million.
apparently.
Really? That's a lot.
What? Yeah, no, The Miz has so
When we
much.
say eat the rich, we're talking about the Miz. Eat the Miz.
Oh, The Miz.
No, I
Literally,
think Miz
eat
is the only one that
Miz.
gets
Okay.
spared. I
Bold
want to see The Miz
take.
alive.
I want to bold take.
Wait.
Apparently, the Kano actor wants James Marsden as Johnny
Googling
Cage.
James
Hold on,
Marsden.
let me look.
James
Yeah, everyone Google James Marsden.
I
including
spelled it like
YouTubers.
John Marston. I'm so stupid.
He's such a pretty boy. What does he
Right?
mean?
He's too pretty.
Whoa!
I mean, maybe
guy
it's,
from
it's
Sonic?
giving Hollywood, I guess, but like,
Yeah.
No,
yes,
we
the
can't
guy
cast
from
him in anything
Sonic.
that's not a CGI cartoon character interacting with a quirky white guy. That's his. He
Please.
dominates that niche.
Right?
else
And
has he
it's kind
done?
of weird now that you say that because that's
Sonic
super
the Hedgehog, the Hop movies also.
The Hop movie.
Yo.
God, yeah. That just unleashed
Enchanted?
something.
Disenchanted and
Enchanted. I loved
He was in
Enchanted,
X-Men?
Yeah.
Who did?
That was a good.
Wait, there's
Yeah,
a
he's
Sonic the Hedgehog
Cyclops,
2
dude.
coming?
Yeah, did you not stay for the
Yeah.
post-credit scene where they tease Tails the Fox?
I never saw
Yeah.
Sonic the
I did.
Hedgehog.
It was Wait, okay, hold on.
It was pretty good, actually.
Prediction. Video game movies are
Mhm.
we're about to see a video game movie renaissance. There are
Honestly,
listen,
yeah.
Really?
there are a lot of really, really bad video game movies out there in the past. And I could talk about
Mhm.
Resident Evil, the other Mortal Kombat movies, the Mario Bros one.
Mario Bros.
There's a lot of really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, why can't we get these right? Even in the 2010s. I mean, Tomb Raider, Warcraft were like, I don't think completely dunked on, but they didn't receive much critical acclaim. Now we got Detective Pikachu, and this opened the floodgates because Detective Pikachu, I think, is the best video game movie. Detective Pikachu is really good, and it sort of showed that like we
Yeah.
can take these properties and make movies out of them. Sonic the Hedgehog continued the trend. I would put Sonic the Hedgehog right after Detective Pikachu. I think both movies were actually good. Mortal Kombat 2 is passing to me. Like it does its job as a Mortal Kombat movie, I think. And it also does its job showing that even the most bombastic video games can be turned into enjoyable movies. I think we're about to see some, I hope at least, that this is a sign that we're going to start seeing more and more viable video game properties. I mean, we've got the Last of Us show coming. There's a Ghost of Tsushima movie coming out with the same director who did John Wick.
Ooh, that does sound
like
badass.
there's a lot coming. You know?
Okay. You know what? I'm with you. I think that at this exact moment, it is still not true because the Monster Hunter movie came out.
Okay, in the
and it
next
was
10
awful.
years. This
I
is the
would
decade
agree with
of last week we said it was the decade of the miniseries. It's the decade of the video game movie. It's the decade of the MKCU for sure.
For sure. Well, 'cause
Yes.
let's talk about all the or all of the properties that are coming out as movies or television. You got Borderlands. You got
I
Tomb
forgot
Raider,
about
you have
Borderlands.
Cyberpunk,
Minecraft?
Uncharted. Minecraft is getting a movie, and I think that if they do it right, it could be a fantastic
You're right.
kids movie.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Like I used to be a Minecraft
Oh.
denier. In the sense that it couldn't go outside of the video game.
I thought you meant you like I thought you
I
were gonna say you like went to Minecon and stuff. Like you were a Minecraft kid.
no. No. I've always loved the game, but I I thought it had very little viability outside of the game. But then Steve came into Smash Bros. And my world fundamentally changed. I'm a different person after that. And I think that Minecraft has so much potential and it just hasn't been tapped yet. It will be the next Lego movie if you do it right. And I am confident in saying
fair.
I buy it. I think the Last of Us show has the potential to be really good and expand upon an already beloved story.
Agreed.
I hope it's not bad. I think Pedro Pascal can be a perfect Joel. So high hopes for that. And you know what? I don't know how well Ghost of Tsushima will translate to a movie. I really don't. Because so much that it's like trying to make a Breath of the Wild movie. Like it's all about the exploration. So I don't know how you do that in a 2-hour movie. Do you know what I'm not gonna hard predict it because it's not gonna happen, but you know what I want? I want
What do you want?
What do you want?
HBO or an equally as skilled production company to adapt Red Dead Redemption 2 into a TV show. Listen, no, think about it. Each
I knew it
chapter
was
would be
coming.
like a perfect 6 to 8 episode season. And that's the end of the pitch.
Okay.
It's again, that's it.
Okay, you know what? No, I am with you. The only problem is Red Dead Redemption is so its DNA is comprised of HBO shows that have already come out. Like literally, Deadwood is
Charlie
Red
is
Dead
like
Redemption
tapping the
2.
desk so hard with each word.
I'm trying to emphasize things.
I
here.
hear that. Maybe not HBO, maybe Netflix or something, but I
just think in general, Red Dead Redemption is a product of every other Western that has come out.
That's a fair point, but it's still really good.
And it is very good. I think because it is a game and it is the definitive Western game. Although here's a hot take: the shooting in that game
That's not a hot
sucks.
take.
Rockstar,
I agree.
Rockstar, I don't know how you've been so successful with such bad shooting controls. Please, for the love of God,
in
fix
general,
it is apparently.
I mean, just in general, the controls and the UI of Red Dead are like poo-poo garbage tier. Like Red Dead 2 is my favorite game that I hate playing. It's a terrible playing experience. But this is not we're delving sort of into the RDR CU, the RDR2 CU specifically here. So that's for the Red Dead Redemcast. This is the Mortal Komcast.
Comcast.
Do you guys have any Mortal Com takes to drop?
Oh, I got a segment.
Oh, I had a segment idea too.
Right
you
now.
go first.
Okay, so much like in Pacific Rim,
great minds think alike. We had the same idea. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I definitely want to talk about who we would pair up with in a fight. And here's the scenario. Okay, we all as podcasters meet each other in an open field. The grass is waving with the cold morning wind. The sun is barely peeking over the horizon. It is time for battle. So we're all in the field, right? Who do you guys bring as your +1 to defeat all of the other podcast members?
Oh, just us three.
It is us three plus the person that we.
I thought
bring.
you meant
so. Who is the fighter that you pair up with to beat everybody?
I thought you were insinuating that we have to decide who would win if they held a Mortal Kombat tournament of just all podcasters. I think
that would be also very fun. Which would you guys want to do?
I think. Just based on sheer strength and intimidation factor, that Joe Rogan would win. I don't.
Wait, are we doing it within the cast of the movie or
hold on. Let's answer the prompt here.
In general,
of those we saw in the movie,
within the movie,
I'm trying to decide whether I want to take Liu Kang or Kung Lao. Maybe. Because Kung Lao, he just would have ate him up if he didn't get his soul sucked. Like, he would have continued to be the MVP. I think I'm going to go with Kung Lao, honestly.
Ooh. Okay.
Good choice, Kasey.
Okay, Shang Tsung and Raiden are off limits, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Can't take the leaders.
I think I'm going to go with my boy Scorpion.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yes, but like peak Scorpion.
Right,
You know, like
undead. Yeah,
vengeful. Yeah.
Okay, very fair. Very fair. I personally think that I can take you and those video game characters out in a fight by myself. I know their weaknesses. I know your guys' weaknesses. And if I'm if I
Our
am given the time to
weaknesses?
prepare, I will destroy you. So I'm not looking for someone to give me physical support. I'm looking for someone to give me emotional support.
Oh, no, no.
And as we know, there was a certain character in this movie who was definitely a hot stack of cake. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's Goro, the man who could cuddle me with 4 arms.
That was a
Not a
lazy river
hot
of a
stack of
sentence. Like,
cake.
that was a transcontinental sentence.
It took you on a journey, I hope.
I couldn't
Yes,
see where
I
it
was surrounded by
stop.
fog.
From left
I
to
was
right.
surrounded by fog.
And then at the end,
Goro was
Goro
there.
comes out. His big arms, his slick, hairless body coming in to envelop me.
Oh God, he really chose an orc.
This is
Like-
orc slander.
Man said, "Let me get cuddled by an orc."
He is the prince of the shadow realm,
Outworld?
whatever they call it.
Okay, and he went out like a punk.
outworld.
That don't matter.
Wait, in terms of
That don't
plot
matter.
armor, in terms of
He went out
plot
like a
armor
punk.
and weird golden weaved armor, Cole Young might be the sleeper pick here.
Cole, well, no. You can't win with Cole Young. You would just survive forever.
True. I have a
You
question.
can't die.
What is his power? Like, what does his suit do?
The more damage he takes, the stronger he is.
Is that what it's?
It's essentially like
Okay,
the Black
because I
Panther
thought he was
suit.
gonna like store
Yeah.
up the energy and then do like a blast, because that's what it seemed like. But then it was like, no,
Yeah.
you get some like cool sticks. Like, I want to see what the next upgrade
You
is, because his sticks got yoinked.
It's just
Oh,
more
it's
sticks.
just like reload, like cash in some
No,
energy
I'm just kidding.
points
I have no clue.
to spawn new sticks. Maybe he'll get like a golden gun next or something, or like
That'd be so funny
Yeah.
if somebody punched him in the
Imagine.
face. He
Yeah, like-
materializes a deagle and just
go gadget
drops him.
scorpion gun.
Go. Literally, and he can. Well, I don't know. It was left unclear at the end of the movie. Like he can't just summon Scorpion.
Dude,
now
I
that
hope he can.
Now that Scorpion's free. Because if he can, then I'm gonna have to go with
It's a
him 2
2-in-1. Is
the loophole
Scorpion
double? Yeah,
Here to stay? I kind of zoned out and forgot. Did he go back to the underworld, or is he still here?
I think so. He said that he was like, "Oh, you freed me."
What?
Yada yada yada, and then he like went back to the. He hell.
Oh, okay, so he did go back to the hell place. But I wonder if he
Yeah.
can just come in and out as he pleases now.
Yeah, since I think the whole thing is he was like, "Oh, unleash me, unleash me, unleash me." But now that he's been unleashed, I feel like now he's able to
Oh.
like.
Or maybe it's like a
Go
sixth
back and
sense
forth.
thing, like his soul can rest now that they killed Sub-Zero. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he comes back and
I
slices
hope so
more
too.
punks up, but.
That's also a crazy thing that they did that they will 100% reverse. There's no way. Oh, wait, actually, that's how the games work, right? Sub-Zero is a title and power that's passed
is
on
it?
through the generations.
hmm
Yeah, like Bihan was the first Sub-Zero, and then in the latest games, I think that there's a newer Sub-Zero who actually likes Scorpion.
Oh,
Yeah, they become homies eventually. It's the lore.
I saw
gets
a Mortal
weird.
Kombat movie on my
Yeah.
HBO menu called Scorpion's Revenge. Like, is he a bad guy
What?
now?
Yeah, there's so many. Hold on, let me see how many Mortal Kombat movies there are. I'm gonna guess either 6 or 7.
Oh, it's an animated movie. Oh, people like it. It's a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
What?
What?
Guys, we watched
There's
the
only
wrong
2?
movie.
What? Oh, plus others. Okay.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
now we can just. I'll watch it.
Guys, I know what we're
Okay.
gonna watch on Monday for the birthday special. It's gonna be Scorpion's
Oh,
Revenge,
please
Mortal
no.
Kombat Legends.
Wait, so wait, did they hit all the
James is
characters from the?
no
I
longer
think
about it.
they hit all the characters from the first Mortal Kombat here, right? We got Johnny. No, the only one,
There's
and
8.
the only one we didn't get was Johnny Cage, right? We got Kano, we got Liu Kang, we
Mhm.
got Raiden,
Mm-hmm.
we got
Yes.
Scorpion, we got Sub-Zero,
Yes.
we got Goro,
Mm-hmm.
we got Shang Tsung, and we got Reptile. The only one we're missing is Johnny Cage.
In Katana,
I guess
right?
she was
later?
introduced in Mortal Kombat 2, it seems. That's where they introduced all like the girl ninjas and Jax. Interesting. I'm just doing so much reading.
And gotcha.
Kung Lao was in the second one
too.
Noob Saibot was in the second one. Who's Smoke? Who is Smoke? Shao Kahn? Chameleon? Who are these guys?
Oh, Shao Kahn is badass. They kept showing statues of him.
Here's
in the film,
Ermac,
which also means he'll show up.
Cabal.
Oh, Kotal Khan.
Cyrex is a whole robot.
Kotal
When do
Khan.
we get Cyrex?
For Christmas.
For Mortal Kombat,
Christmas.
the MKCU Cinematic Universe Christmas special is Cyrex.
Now, guys, the real question is, will they bring back Nightwolf, the Native American fighter?
I hope,
because they didn't bring back
Well-
Johnny Cage because they wanted a more diverse main cast. I read an article about it. They were like
Yes.
Johnny Cage was the main character of the other games, but Johnny Cage is kind of like a lame guy to be our main character, and we can do better. And so they invented Cole Young.
It's crazy to me that they're like, Johnny Cage, we can improve on Johnny Cage, and that they made Cole Young an objectively lamer main character who has less
I think it's just because Johnny
motivation.
Cage is kind of like a Hollywood white guy asshole, you know?
Dude, bro, white. Yeah.
Well, so that makes sense to me, right? Like, I get that you don't want such a jerk being your main character, and his story's already been told when it's him being the main character, but like, you chose to make the new guy just as boring. You couldn't choose, I don't know, like Sonya Blade, get her
I think also
better actress.
Part of the idea was, okay, for the record, I didn't mind Sonya Blade's acting. I didn't really have a problem with it. But I think the idea was make a new character so that way you don't bring in like your what am I trying to say? You know how in video games like the main character is someone you can imprint upon? Like silent protagonist. I think they sort of wanted Cole Young to kind of be like that, like someone new, so you don't bring in any expectations of the other characters. Like if they made Liu Kang the main character, and then the portion of the population that just hates Liu Kang would have a way less good of a time, you know? Like,
I get what you're trying to say.
There are people who hate everything. That's my point. Is like there are like Mortal Kombat fans will have connotations with each character. So like to avoid all that baggage, I think they just made a new guy to be the main character. Like,
wait, actually, you've just made me realize people also hate the new character. They also dislike how they added in a new guy.
You can't please anyone.
Like, regardless, they were going to... Well, yeah, so why didn't they just do Liu Kang, who is proven to be an interesting protagonist with good relations to other members in the cast?
It's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat. He sounds
the first time I enjoy a movie.
Well, because you just
I tried and I got
that.
shut down, man. I'm done enjoying movies. It's all fun and games until James likes the movie.
This is very true.
What is it his
I
turn
love
to be
that
happy?
sound. Yeah. Well, I hate every single time they say the words Mortal Kombat in this movie. Why do they have to say Mortal Kombat? You know?
I did like the line where he's like, "Are you sure that this is archaeological?" They spelled combat.
I know, but every time
wrong.
she's like, "We're about to lose Mortal Kombat." He was like, "This is it. It's real. Mortal Kombat." I was like, "Stop, please."
Oh no, guys! I think I've soured
That
James.
was pushed you.
That is what
pushed you
like
over the
all
edge.
of the other goofiness I was fine with. Just for some reason, every time they said Mortal Kombat and like reminded me that this is the Mortal Kombat movie based on the Mortal Kombat game from the Mortal Kombat, you know, I was like, sucked out of the universe and put like. It made me remember that I'm like watching the Mortal Kombat movie instead of just actually enjoying the movie, you know? It's like
Oh, fair.
It's crazy.
Okay.
no, that made perfect sense to me.
You know, when they said fatality after he just murdered someone, or, you know, when they tested their mind, or when Kano jumped. Okay, that part was funny. When Kano actually jumped like he does in the games. like the weird hop thing, like all that.
Well,
I'm
That was
immersed.
so good.
When you say
It's
Mortal
like
Kombat,
if in
though.
when they say lightsaber in Star Wars, that doesn't break my immersion. But if Rey, like right before the last fight, if Rey was like, "I'm gonna end the Star Wars," like that would have just killed me. You know, that just would have ruined it.
That would be so.
I hated in Harry Potter when they mentioned his
that
name,
the movie's
too.
not
It really
called
brings
Cole
me out of
Young;
it.
it's called Mortal Kombat. Like-
Combat.
But Mortal Kombat is the name of the tournament. Like that is the thing.
No one actually
Like
says that.
it's not called Star Wars.
No
they
one
call
actually
it the
says
Star
that.
Wars. It's like the Galactic War or something.
I hear
Like-
you. I hear you. Or like if in like 12 Angry Men, the judge was like, and now we're gonna hear from 12 angry men.
12
I would be like,
angry
I would flip the table.
So you don't like the trope of movies saying their title.
Unless it's done tongue in cheek.
Dang, you don't like
Unless-
the roll credits?
I love
Unless
the
it's,
role
I
play.
like it when I can laugh at it. You know, like, it's funny to me
Mhm.
when that happens. Funny in like a this is so goofy kind of way, right? Like when they say Mortal Kombat, I'm like,
Mhm.
this just got a whole lot more cheesy than it was before. It's just another
Mhm.
layer.
Yeah. Same when they said Avengers in the Avengers movie. I didn't
Exactly.
like that.
Avengers?
No, I'm kidding.
No,
But,
Are
like, they
you-
didn't-
Are you being serious?
I'm just like,
James, I can't be sure with you
I
after this
assume
podcast.
joke, and then that way, even if they are being genuine, I still win. It's like a fail safe.
Well, I can no longer assume joke because every time that I don't correct something that is wrong on this podcast, somebody
Like
will
when-
let me know. Last time it was your dad when I said Herbert Hoover was president
No,
of the United
you said
States
the
at some
president
point.
of the FBI. That Hoover. You said Edgar
Oh,
Hoover.
Edgar
was
Hoover. No,
president. Yeah.
Herbert Hoover is. Yeah, because Herbert Hoover is a president. Hoovers are dumb. I think we should abolish Hoovers. But
I agree.
Hoover Dam, out of here.
get it out of here. Leave. Let
Get
the
'em outta
entire
here.
Midwest flood
Good.
or wherever the
No,
Hoover Dam.
literally. Yep. Good.
It's the only thing
Just
they're
expand
good
the
for.
Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't know if Casey's joking anymore.
Oh my god. I don't know. I think that we should just do an entire canal in through Canada, through the Midwest, out to the
I'm
Gulf of Mexico.
sensing some tension in Casey's voice when it comes to the Midwest. Casey, what open cornfield in Iowa hurt you?
Well, having lived in Wisconsin for 4 years.
You know
of my
what?
life,
I could never imagine. I can't
the
That
pain
is
until
that
I
not fair.
begin to imagine what you've been through. Well,
So yeah, abolish
guys,
the Midwest.
do you have any other Mortal Com takes before we go to the Mortal Kombat and the podcast part?
More babalities.
Yeah,
in
we
the
need
second movie.
some for sure. Need some babalities. Isn't there one where they just become friends instead?
Yeah, there's a
The
friendship one.
handshake. They just
Yeah,
snap each
please.
other up. At the end. Oh my god. I think I just wanted to point out that watching this movie, I was very impressed that like the coolest parts of the movie weren't in the trailer.
Yeah,
Which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Mortal Kombat, all funny, cute babalities 2020 is. I'm trying to research what other because I know there's fatalities and babalities and the friendships but I thought there was more like alternate stuff like that. Maybe there's not.
More make Raiden proactive.
Yes, make him actually do something. Yeah, no, if Raiden could kill somebody in the next film, that'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, thank you. His eyes bothered me. I feel like they could have done it differently. I was really not
There's
feeling his
animalities
eyes.
where they turn into an animal.
Dude, Ed Boon does
Animalities.
drugs. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Really?
crazy.
Yeah,
How-
that was some good stuff too. Animalities?
Dude, I want the ayahuasca they have in the writer's room. That
No,
seems like some
literally.
powerful stuff. Hey guys, how do we
Wait.
make our fighting game better? What if, man, we got like Liu Kang to turn
Wait.
into a parrot, and then he just
And
like
This
peck
has
people's
opened the
eyes
door
out.
Yeah,
for
peck
Freddy
people's eyes
Krueger
out.
to be in these because Freddy Krueger was in Mortal Kombat 9.
Oh my god, you're right. and the Terminator
That's true.
and the
No
Joker.
way.
Oh my god. No.
We live in a
No
society
Wait.
cracks knuckles.
Wow, this
Crash
is so
knuckle.
expansive. There's a cyber Sub-Zero. There's so much. There is so much here. I can't wait for the rest of the MK
Mhm.
MCU. MKCU, my bad.
The Mortal Kombat Marvel
The
Cinematic Universe.
the MKCU, MCU, DCEU, what other cinematic universes are there? The Space Jam cinematic, any movie with a
Harry
sequel.
Potter.
You know what? That's a cinematic universe.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Alvin and the Chipmunks
Yo.
cinematic universe.
Yo.
The
sequel? I can't believe.
Shipwrecked?
The Big Time Rush Cinematic
Jeez.
Universe.
Yes.
Twilight. It's
The
just
TC
Edward
the TCU?
versus Sub-Zero.
There should be like a cinematic universe. You know? Like all Marvel versus DC versus Mortal Kombat. I like how now the big three cinematic universes in my brain are forever going to be Marvel, DC, and Mortal Kombat. Thanks.
Wow. As
You're
it
right.
should.
Yeah, really.
The best timeline.
And I think that we should just have one really good industry special effects artist lose his job over creating a movie where it's every cinematic character to ever exist.
Yeah,
put into one
Infinity
thing.
War, but it's just every movie character. You know?
We are actually
Jeez.
actively describing the plot of Ready Player One.
No,
Wow.
literally.
Yeah.
Jeez. Just imagine like a Tekken movie. Oh god.
No,
With
Panda.
And
I
Gee.
like Panda.
True.
Or whatever his name is. I don't know. Panda's the guy from
I
Jujutsu
still need to
Kaisen.
watch that.
Love Panda. Panda.
All right, guys, we're getting so
10
off
out of
track.
10.
Thank you for listening to the first episode of the Mortal Komcast. I hope, or the whatever episode we are on of the Socratic Cinema podcast, they're pretty much interchangeable now. Next week on the Mortal Komcast, we'll be offering our predictions for Mortal Kombat 2. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Socratic Cinema podcast, it was just an April Fool's joke, guys. We're still Socratic Cinema. Please, okay, I'm just ready for the silent treatment this week, so I'm just not even gonna stop. I'm not even gonna stop. I'm not
It's
even.
May.
That was the
though.
bit. That was
It's
the bit,
May,
and that's
May.
when you guys like interrupted me and say, "But James, it's May," and then we have a big laugh. But we're not gonna do this. Stop.
I
Wait, that was your big ending joke?
We're not doing this bit again. We're not doing this bit for the
bumps.
second week in a row. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to
Mhm.
like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts if you would like to have your review read out on the show. Or if you want to support us financially, you can consider becoming a patron. Patreon is the best way to support small content creators and help us improve the quality of our podcast and our YouTube channel. And you can get access to content early and asking us questions and lots of fun benefits. And you'll also be the first ones to get things like merch when that happens. Whoop whoop. So just, consider contributing for as little as $1 a month. So do that. You can find that at patreon.com/Socratic Cinema. You can find all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, etc., through our website, socraticcinema.com. Because that's just shorter than like having to list all the handles one by one. So just go to socraticcinema.com and check out our social media so you can stay up to date. And let us know in the comments what you thought about Mortal Kombat or what you want to see us talk about next. Thank you very much. This has been another episode of the Mortal Komcast. Fate. Do we say we can't say adios anymore because that was a Socratic Cinema thing. And we need a Mortal Komcast
Oh
thing.
yeah. Perfect victory.